Hello all, welcome to Photogroup. In this session, we will learn how we can edit interior images with textured wall from scratch to final stepwise. Let's start with it. First of all, we will open today's folder and then raw images folder. In this folder, we can see some images which are from the same property. This is living room shot. We can clearly see a textured wall with some blue color cast on some areas. Textured wallpaper, also known as grass clothes, which is a great option, subtle and sophisticated. The naturally woven texture adds an element of surprise in a place where we are used to seeing two-dimensional color or hanging art. So while editing this image, we have to take care while bringing out more details on the windows. It is because if we get more details as compared to the internal area, then we can end up making this image as an artificial. We have to balance overall colors in such a way so all objects look natural. To make an image look good, we always have to see its cropping and framing. We can see on left side door leftover part over here that need to be cropped out. So all these things need to be done over here. This is the bedroom shot, which is completely covered with texture with white ceiling. On window frame we can see light bleed over here, which has some blue color in it. So while applying brightness, we have to take care of textured area. Too much of yellow can be seen near both table lamp, and we have to reduce a little bit of intensity of color from this area. We have to get back a good view so it doesn't look fake. Same room shot from different angle. We have to do exact same thing which we are going to apply on previous image. Whenever we have same room images, we always have to match the consistency in between them. This is the other bedroom shot with texture on one side of the wall over here, you can see. To make this thing look good, we have to maintain a good colors into it. Windows have blue color cast into it, and we have to add warm tone so it doesn't give us a feel that this property is in a dark area. Left hand side looks pretty dark and pretty soft too, even in the light shot. That need to be sorted up by applying a good sharpness to it. Same with this image. Whatever the work we are going to do in this image, we have to maintain the same inputs to this one and match the consistency. So both the shot look same as it is the same room shot but with different angles. So before starting with the editing, let's look at our style guide folder, in which I have already imported one image from our style guide library. We have to apply same theme to our today's image. The brightness and color looks pretty good. We can clearly see the texture on the wall. There is no sign of light bleed. The contrast looks pretty good because that contrast have somehow reduced the grains, especially on the black areas. It has actually suppressed it. The three-dimensional perspective looks pretty nice in this image. because a good cropping framing is done. You can see the overall warmth in this image is making this image looks calmer. So we have discussed issues in our today's images, and also we have seen the style guide image. Now it's time to start our today's editing. So let's start with the process of editing now. Step 1, importing images to Lightroom. For this we have to open our today's folder and then raw images folder. To select all images we have to press Ctrl A if we are editing all images, but for now I'm editing only one image. So selecting it manually and then drag and drop it onto the Lightroom. But this drag and drop is not working in Windows 11. As you can see the red cross mark, this thing works only on Windows 10 and below that version. So if you're working in Windows 11, you have to, while dragging, press Alt tab to go to Lightroom and then drop it. Click import. Step 2, stacking. To stack the image, we have to right click on any of the image, go to stacking and auto stack by capture time. Always see that the seconds are 2. You can adjust this thing with the help of slider. When I've adjusted this thing, you can see that it is showing one stack because this is 1, so showing 1. If it is 2, 3, 4, like different images, one this shot, one other 2 images of other room, 2 images of other room, then it could have shown 3 stacks. For now I have only 1, so 1 stack. Stack it. Step 3, HDR merge. To merge these images, we have to first select it, right click on it, go to photo merge and HDR. Here you can see that we have checked on auto align and auto setting. This need to be checked on because auto align is going to correct the alignment at some point, and auto setting is going to give auto adjustment to this image. Sometimes these things doesn't give a good output, so you can switch it off, but for now we are switching it on. Degauss amount supposed to be none for internals. For externals it's supposed to be low, medium, high accordingly, because in externals there is movement from one point to other point of cars and uh, persons. So in that case, if we are not going to select low, medium, high, that image will become ghost. So it's supposed to be selected accordingly. Now after we got our HDR, we before merging it we have to check for any problems in this image. So if there is no problem, then we have to simply click on merge. So here is our HDR image with .dng format. So after getting our HDR, we can see some of the issues in this image, like we've got color aberration onto the curtains, onto the window part. We can see lots of blue in this room which need to be corrected because we can't leave this as blue. If we leave it, it will show cold. It will show that this image is in the dark area. So it's better we just apply warmth and do the correct color casting into it. A good brightness need to be applied overall because this area is looking dark, this one looks dark, this one looks dark. So all these need to be corrected. And we can see that in the ceiling there are lots of grains that too need to be removed. Alignment is fine. Step 4, lens correction. To do the lens correction, we have to scroll down for the lens correction, and in profile we have to switch it on, remove chromatic aberration and enable profile correction. You can see that what effect we are getting by switching on enable profile correction, that it is removing all the vignetting from the corners. And remove chromatic aberration is removing little bit of chromatic aberration from windows area, from the lights. So it is slightly removing, not 100%. So we can do further that on. You have to scroll down and click on constraint crop on and then press auto. Why we use auto? Firstly, because we get a good result while clicking on auto sometime. So first thing is we always click on auto, but sometime we didn't get a good and a desired result. So in that case, we can use manual alignment from here. But I've got a good alignment, so I'm going to use it for now. Step 5, tonal adjustment. To do the tonal adjustment, we have to go to the basic panel over here, and from here you can see that you can see that it has already applied the values, the outputs onto it, because while making the HDR, we have turned on auto tone. So first thing would be we are going to make zero vibrance and saturation. After doing this, we are going to adjust these things according to us. So I feel that there is lots of still blacks, so let's remove blacks and slight shadow down, blacks a bit up, whites less, highlights maybe a bit down, contrast up, and a bit of exposure if required. You can see the before after window by pressing Y to see what you have corrected. So far it's looking good. A little bit of more blacks and shadows we can lift up. So quite good effect. So while doing this adjustment, we also apply brush and masking in order to balance overall lighting. So like here you can see that we have to apply a bit of more light, but only selected areas. So let's see, go for it. To select it, we have to click this icon and then click on the brush. From here, we have to increase a bit of exposure and slightly apply over here. Done. Whenever you have to close the setting you have applied into the brush, you have applied those things onto some areas, you have to press done to close that tool. So again we will check the before after by pressing Y. So it looks good. Overall it's looking good. But I think in this area we have reduced too much of detailing. So let's get back with the help of brush. Again I'm clicking masking this icon and I'm going to add brush. This time highlight down and a bit of exposure down. Hit done to complete the tool, to complete the adjustment we have done with the help of brush. Step 6, white and color balancing. To do the white balance, we have to click on the white balance selector tool from here, and we have to click on the white area. Like whatever the white areas in this image is, we can take the casting from it. But we have to take care in that mind that we are not choosing it a dark tone or a light tone. It's supposed to be a medium kind of tone where there is less color and less brightness. You can even see the live result onto this preview panel. So you can see that how it is behaving when I'm just changing the location of the targeted area. For now I'm going to use it from here, so click on it. So here we can see that we have got too much of warmth here. If I press the Y button, you can see that it have removed too much of cyan from this area, especially from the couch and from the rug. You can see that the magentas and cyan, that is all removed now, but still more is left. We can sort it later. From here we can slightly reduce the vibrance overall, and if we have to get rid of more blues in this image, we can drop down and go for HSL window over here. Here you can see the saturation of all things, but it is not like that we are going to remove 100% of it. If you remove 100%, you will end up making the images look desaturated. So it's better we use the saturation thing less. For now, I'm slightly reducing the blue. This thing needs to be done. So step 7, final touch-ups, color and tone. So I still see there's lots of cyan over here and a bit of more yellowness. So this is what we are going to resolve. To resolve this, we are going to take the masking. From there, take the brush, increase temperature, and apply onto the targeted area. Slight thin down if we are seeing too much of redness. Done. Again, go to the masking, take a new brush, this time some reducing temperature this time, and let's apply onto the ceiling wall with a bit of tint plus, and over here too. Hit done to complete the tool. By pressing the Y button, we can see again the before after window. You can see that how good it is looking as compared to the color. You can see that all the cyan have been moved from this image. The ceiling looks good in terms of color. The curtain have a good color. Still we have got some blue over here that can be sorted out later. Step 8, maintaining consistency with same images. To maintain the consistency, see I have already edited some images. Let's check it out. So these are the images. You can see that how good it is looking. Um, okay, let's take it out. So this is the same property image which I have already. So let's check out this. Yeah, looking quite good. Maintaining. Yeah, looking quite good in terms of color. It is matching with the other rooms of this property. So you can see still we have to do some more editing in this one in Photoshop. Like you can see that still we have to apply some more brightness. We have to reduce this yellowness from here. We have to darken this area slightly, and we will also try to remove this flash area. And there is some still the purple color that need to be removed, and a bit of sharpness need to be applied over here. Yeah, that all need to be done, which we'll do in Photoshop. Step 9, exporting with right setting. To export the image, we have to select it, right click on it, go to export and export. Here we have to keep in mind the two settings. Quality is supposed to be 100%, resolution 300, and then export. So here we can see our edited image which I have done in Lightroom. This has been exported. So step 10 is importing in Photoshop. To import in Photoshop, again we have to drag, press Alt tab, go to Photoshop and drop it off. So in Photoshop, as I said, that we have to apply brightness over here onto this area. We have to slight darken this area. We have to remove this flash thing with the help of stamping. Graining need to be removed from the ceiling wall. This purple color need to be removed. Slight flags can be removed from this area and this area. Slight warmth can be removed from this one. Sharpness need to be applied, especially more into this wooden area to get the grooves out. So that all need to be done. Step 11, adjustment like brightness, control, light bleed adjustment, white balance, color balance, noise reduction, sharpness. So all need to be done in this one. Let's start with the brightness first. To apply the brightness, we have to go to the adjustment over here and press brightness. Increase the brightness according to you, how much required, and close it. Control I to invert, because always remember that black is to hide and white is to reveal. So I have made it invert. All things have been hidden. Now I'm going to take the brush by clicking B or select it from the toolbar with opacity 12, so no patches will leave behind. Flow 100 and smoothing 0. Foreground supposed to be white because we have to reveal some areas. Now slightly brush wherever you want the brightness to be applied. On enough, you can see that it's looking good now. Apply the brightness onto the dark areas. To merge the both layers, select the upper one and right click on it, merge down. We have to decrease the brightness as I said. So again we can take brightness and contrast, decrease the brightness, close it, control I to invert, take the brush by pressing B or take from the toolbar, and now with 12% opacity brush on it. Here we have sorted this one. Again right click on it and merge down. Now we have to do light bleed control. I can't see any light bleed, so I'm going to skip this one. White balance. To take the white balance, we have to take the copy of the background layer. Control M to open the curves. Now again the same thing which we have done in Lightroom. We are going to select the color from the mid-tone, from the white area. To take the casting, we have to press Control Shift and click on the mid-tone area. Now go to red 210, green 210, blue 210. Looks equal. We have to take other casting from some other area. Red 201, green 193, and blue 186. That means red is the highest value. We're going to copy it, paste it onto green, and then blue. Okay. You can see that how much blue we have got. Now take the masking, Control I to invert, take the brush and apply onto the area where we want to apply. Apply, right click on it, merge down. We have to balance the color. So to balance the color, take the copy of layer or the background layer and go to filter, camera filter. I think there's still some more colors visible which need to be balanced up. So how can I balance? I can slightly reduce the vibrance, slight, and then slight tint, because I see still too much of red in this image. So slight tint I have taken and press OK. Okay, I'm all over applying it. So I've merged it by pressing Ctrl E or right click on it and merge down. I still see some blues over here, over here. This we are going to remove, and over here too. Let's remove that blues. So take the duplicate of this layer, go to filter, camera filter, and from here I'm going to apply a bit of temperature. Go to optics and purple. Let's remove it, and again go to basic, slight vibrance down, press OK. Take the masking, Ctrl I to invert. Take the brush to the opacity 12. Now brush on the areas where you think there is blue. Right click on it and merge it when you are done. Let's do the noise reduction now. Again take the copy of the layer, go to filter, camera filter, zoom in and go to details and increase the noise reduction. Press OK. Take the masking, Ctrl I to invert. Take the brush by Hotkey V and then apply on the areas. You can even increase the opacity onto it. These things need to be applied onto the plane areas because wall is the plane areas. I cannot use it onto the curtain. So here I'm applying. Control E to merge or right click merge down. Sharpness. To apply the sharpness, we have to take the background copy again. Go to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask, and amount supposed to be 170, radius 1, threshold 0. That's okay. Here you can see the effect. Now take the mask, Control I to invert. Again brush with opacity 20. Now apply onto the areas where you think that are looking pretty soft. Control E to merge or right click and merge down. Step 12, item removal. There is nothing to be removed from this image except this flash. So to remove it, we have to take the copy of the background layer, go to filter and vanishing point. In vanishing point, we always have to draw the perspective first of all. So here we can select to draw the perspectives. Always try it by matching the wall like this. I'm doing. Slide down. Whenever it shows blue, that means it is working well. Now I'm going to reduce it because we have to work on this area only. So always remember, whenever you get a blue mesh, that means your mesh is good and workable in perspective. Now this is my mesh. To apply the stamping, we have to select this stamp tool. Check the settings, supposed to be like this always. To zoom in, press Ctrl plus and space and left click to pan. Now to pick an area, press Alt, and then when this plus sign comes in, click on the area which need to be picked up. See, I have picked up this area. Heal supposed to be always on because it has to adjust the lighting. So slowly we have to work in this tool because this is a precisely work, because this is the precise work which need to be done precisely. Here you can see how good stamping we have got. Press OK when you are done. So here we can see a good effect over here. Create a mask and try to remove some areas, like because this is looking very good and that below one looks blurred, so we have to fix it. Control E to merge. You can see now that it is looking a spot, a patch spot over here. So how we can resolve it? We can take the copy of the layer, go to filter and camera filter, go to basic, slight highlight down with slight exposure, slight contrast in it to remove the haziness, and press OK. Create the mask, Control I to invert, take the brush with 12 opacity with foreground color white. Now brush on it to remove that patch. You can see the patch has been removed now. Looks perfect to us. We have removed the patch which was present before in the image. Step 13, self QA. To self QA this image, We have to first look at to the raw image and to judge the color, to check the color. So it looks quite good, and rest objects looks pretty fine. I think slight warmth can be removed from the curtain, otherwise it is fine. And we have to always we have to remove this green color patch from here, from the door panel. Let's look at our edited images. We have to maintain the same consistency to this image because these all images are from the same property. So looks good. So let's resolve this issue and this one which we have discussed. To resolve this issue, we can take the copy of the layer, go to filter, camera filter, reduce the color. You can slightly reduce the vibrance and then slight things. Press OK. Take mask, Control I to invert. Take brush by hitting B with foreground white, and now decrease the vibrance onto this one. Control E to merge. Again take the background copy. Go to filter, camera filter. This time we are going to use settings for this one to remove the screen. Again slight vibrance down, slight highlight, contrast a little bit up. Press OK. Take the mask, Control I to invert. Take the brush and apply it over here. Switch on and off. Looks good. Let's add up a bit of contrast to this image, a clarity, a good clarity to it. So filter, camera filter, contrast a little bit up, a bit of white. I think maybe we can take one. That's okay. Control E to merge the layers. Let's check the alignment. To check the alignment, we have to press Control J, Control T to activate the tool, and Control inverted commas for the grids. So here the slight vertical can be done. So right click skew and I'm screwing it like this. From bottom, leave it outside. Take free transform and scale outer a little bit. So it will remove any leftover area which is in white. Deactivate the tool by hitting enter and Control E to merge the layers or right click merge down. Step 14, resize. To resize the image, we have to go to image and image size. From here, constraint lock on 2500 and by 167. If this doesn't work, then constraint off, then you can manually put the values. Press OK when you are done. This will resize your image, and last step would be Control S, save. So this is what the quality we produce, and this is what we send to our client. I hope you have learned something new from this video. So till then, have a nice day and thank you.